I want to thank everybody for watching Crypto Revolution. We talk about everything crypto daily, jumping right into the market, right out of the window. Bitcoin daily chart. Now, we talked about this idea. Bitcoin could see a pullback to 58,000 if the green box level is broken. And obviously, it happened. We talked about this scenario, and it played out. Now, where is Bitcoin going next? And this is not about predicting, right? There's a couple scenarios that could play out over time. Daily candle close is coming in about half an hour. Asia's waking up. The most important thing is that if this level is not held, you're looking for lower prices out of Bitcoin. Now, there's a scenario where you have this high, this previous high, right? So your strongest support down here around $54,000. Bitcoin is in an uptrend on larger term time frames. Right? Here's your high, your low. This would be the higher high. As long as this low is higher than this previous low, still bullish, right? The original pattern breakout is happened here, right? So if this price action came down here and put in a higher low, higher than this previous low, still bullish. But obviously not fun in the short term for another $6,000 pullback for Bitcoin. The other scenario is we stay in this pattern, continue in this pattern, right? You always have to assume we continue in this pattern. If this happens and you get this bounce here, right? I mean, essentially, once this high is broken and a good confirmed breakout of this high, right? I mean, essentially, this was a bull trap. I talked about this scenario in group quite a few times. And you want to see a good break, hold, retest. If this is going to be the 4-year market cycle, parabolic price rise that has been happening on a regular basis, we don't have a whole lot of price history with Bitcoin. It's not like the stock market where you can go back 100 years and say, hey, here's our data set. It's a lot larger in stocks. You don't have that with Bitcoin. But if this parabolic price rise idea is happening, you're looking for this to continue in the pattern, breakout, retest, and much higher prices very fast. The market does what you least expect. We're going to talk about funding rates in just a second and some ideas that can help you going forward as far as knowing when to take profits and worry about funding rates. And so stay tuned for that idea. Talked about this in the trading group. Post this on November the 9th. If we look at November the 9th, that was right here. I said the bulls must pump the price to avoid bearish divergence on the RSI, the 12-hour time frame, from being confirmed. The easiest way to trick new money into longs, buy Bitcoin, is to break all-time highs and then trap them and get them drugged back down to the downside. Happen here, happen here, right? Break of all-time highs, lose this level, all-time high, lose this level, major drawdown. Downside of YouTube videos is I make them once every 24 hours. Maybe I make a couple of them, right? So some people need constant updates, and so that's the huge advantage of the trading group. This is the Bitcoin 1-hour chart. We've been watching this idea, and right now, the price action is building this market structure. It's important to understand that price action, we assume that it continues in this pattern until it doesn't. Now, there's a 68% chance that this breaks to the upside. If it doesn't, parabolic drop. I thought about this analogy today. Have you ever been riding in the car with a friend of yours, and maybe you kind of knew where you were going, but you didn't know the exact location, right? And then you're driving, essentially almost about to drive by the street you're supposed to turn on. And that fast, you're like, here, it happens right here. You need to take a left here. And that's how this market works, right? On the short-term time frames, right? And that's essentially what we're looking at here. Like when this breaks out and you get good confirmation, it's going to give you a short-term direction change out of this market. And so that's why you want to zoom into the lower-term time frames. I've got some amazing shout outs to give in my trading group. This person, young lady, she lives in Los Angeles, where she'd been struggling to make ends meet for over 10 years. A friend told her about our channel, and a year and a half ago joined the group. Turned $20,000 into $400,000. Finally, she has this freedom. She's able to take care of her family. She'd never thought it would be this way. Thank you so much. This person, none of this would be possible without you. You made me go from $5,000 to $490,000 in 2 years. Life-changing money. This is the biggest financial opportunity of your lifetime. You have to make it count. You want to be in the best, most profitable trading setups and not be in the market when it dumps. I posted this on November the 15th. Lots of longs still after this pullback. So we watch the funding rates when they're overheated. We had this pullback out of Bitcoin. The funding rate, everybody's still long here. 6 out of 7 of these posts in group have led to major drawdowns based on funding rates. Funding rates are new to me. I have saved millions and millions of dollars based on this idea, and I'm going to talk to you about that in just a second. Remember, you go over to the website, cryptorev.net. You can pay with cryptocurrency. You get 50% off if you pay for 6 months or the year. If you pay for the year, you get an additional month for free. If you do want to pay month to month, you can also pay with a card. Pays for itself. It's a no-brainer, cryptorev.net. If you go down into the description of this video, there's a link take you directly to this website. Remember, if you have any questions, email me, cryptobitcoinchris@gmail.com. This is AIOZ on Kucoin, 220% gains. RMRK gave it to you guys 315% out of this guy. Bitcoin falls as China takes aim once again at extremely harmful crypto mining. Banned, double banned, banned again. No. Like this news, you guys, people hit me up DM all the time. They're like, what about this, Chris? Chris, watch this. Chris, this makes so much sense. Dude, what are you going to do? Curl up in a little ball? This news is unpredictable. I just ignore it. Like the news is such a big waste of time. Like your emotions are your worst enemy in this market. Check out this scenario. This is the bull run in 2013. Are we setting up for something like this, where essentially you have this major drawdown? Bitcoin had almost a 50%, 40% retrace, 40% retrace, and then parabolic price action. History doesn't repeat, but sometimes it rhymes. And so do you get this massive shakeout and then parabolic move to the upside? Funding rates, let's talk about this. So right now, Binance, Bitcoin longs, essentially the funding rate is at 0.01, which this is black. This is when the funding rates are black in color, it's neutral. So when they're red, like Bybit right now, it's overheated. So there's a lot of longs. Longs right now are paying shorts. That means there's a lot of longs, right? So this market likes to take the most amount of money from the most amount of people. But overall, if you look, there's a ton of black on this screen, right? So the black is essentially a reset. However, there are still some red numbers. Now, this is kind of like the gauges in your car. You have a warning light or a caution light that flashes, and that's what I use this for. But it's amazing. Like when Binance, and I really pay attention to Binance BTC, when this gets really overheated, I look for pullback ideas in the market. And when I post ideas like this here, Binance, after this pullback we had yesterday of about 4 or 5%, everybody was still long. And I was like, listen, there's lots of longs still after the pullback. Like that was not a good situation. Now it's been reset, but again, you have to assume that in a bullish market, there's going to be more longs than shorts, right? So longs are going to be paying shorts anyway. If this doesn't make any sense to you, keep watching the channel. I'll keep you guys every day. I'll keep you guys updated with ideas that will help you make a ton of money in this market. AVAX had some news came out. AVAX is a smart contracts platform. It's the fastest, they say, in blockchain. So it's basically being measured by time to finality. AVAX has been strong, and Deloitte has some news with them, just basically talking about using Avalanche blockchain to give organizations a decentralized, transparent, and cost-efficient system for the flow of funding, right? For disaster relief. Deloitte is a big, they have approximately 541,000 followers. Right, they have an accounting firm. It's one of the top 4 largest accounting firms in the world. This is a big partnership. So if we look at AVAX's chart right now, again, it's about Bitcoin, right? Remember, Bitcoin's the driver in this market, but AVAX, like when Bitcoin finally turns around, AVAX is looking pretty strong here. This is all-time high, right? So you get breakout retest of this level, you're looking for much higher prices out of AVAX. Back this with this news, and again, AVAX has an ecosystem. I'll talk about some altcoin setups in the future that run on AVAX, and they potentially could have a lot more upside based on the strength of AVAX itself. Yesterday's YouTube video, I gave you guys ACE on Kucoin, banging. This thing broke out, ran up 25%. Kucoin gems, let's look at the gems on Kucoin. Remember, one thing that's cool about Kucoin is you can short the coins too, right? So they have these 3x shorts. You don't get liquidated, right? You can lose a lot of money. You can make a lot of money, but you don't lose everything. And so there's these, it's like Vechain short. This means it is 3x, right? So let's say Vechain's down about 15%. So you made 45%. So it gives you the opportunity when this market's going the opposite direction for you to make money, right? This is like baby steps into margin trading, but it gives you the ability to short the market in some of the major coins. Make a Kucoin account today. Trade these gem picks with us. If this market goes south for an extended period of time, we're going to ride these 3x shorts crazy. Watch. You have to adapt to what the market is giving you. We have made a ridiculous amount of money in this market trading these small cap gem picks. Look for, as soon as Bitcoin stabilizes, look for tomorrow, potentially gem pick city. Banging. There's a VIP link to sign up for Kucoin and trade with us. Make sure you use that. Supports the channel. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow.